So, Jeff, I do want to talk about what's going on in WWE land. We know now Bailey has won the women's Royal Rumble. We also saw in that Royal Rumble some new folks we hadn't seen on the main roster. Tiffany Stratton, I was excited to see her get an opportunity amongst others. Maybe most interesting, Mrs. Grace, the TNA World Women's Champion, showing up in the Rumble. That felt old school. I really liked it. And I'm glad to see that Bailey punched her ticket. I kind of thought it was going to be Liv Morgan. I'm glad it's Bailey. It feels like she's sort of the last of the quote unquote four horsewomen to get this opportunity. And I don't know, it's so crowded at the top. I don't know that she'll have the opportunity to close the night on night one like we've seen happen with some other ladies. I know last year Charlotte and Rhea absolutely tore it up, but it wound up being the Usos and Sammy and KO to close. What do you expect for Bailey? Is it going to be Bailey versus Rhea at WrestleMania?
You know, it's got to be, right? I mean, with almost called her by her real name, Charlotte, with Charlotte's injury situation, and she's the best, Charlotte, the best of the best of the best, and so it would be interesting to see with her still in where all of that would have gone. But Bailey, she was champion in 2018 or 19. And so look, Saturday night, I had one screen on Collision while it was on. And so that was when the Women's Royal Rumble was on, and then one screen on the Rumble. And my man Cody, and boy, Conrad, I know you've watched some wrestling shows with Cody, and the questions can go down a rabbit hole about anything at any time. I mean, in any era, it can jump back 10 years. You never know. But try watching 2 wrestling shows with him. It was a lot of fun. But as I sat there and watched the TNA champ step in and just how that story evolved, and Jade's how
about Jade making her debut? That's awesome.
and Naya and just all that, it occurred to me, and then obviously we'll get into the men's there in a second, but when I looked at it, and there wasn't the, oh my gosh, and I'm just pulling a name out of that, no bushwhacker, there were no surprise legends or vets current. And I thought, okay, the TNA women's champ, I thought, got a heck of a reaction. Why not use multiple promotions around the world to not just have one, but instead of using old vets from talent from yesteryear, start plugging in with, it gives because the wrestling world on the one hand is enormous, on the other hand it is a tight-knit community, and people are aware of promotions all over the world. So start plugging in talent from multiple promotions. I guess you could say use the forbidden door across the board on both the men's and women's, if you're not going to use that, because I thought there were lulls in both of them, because it's just hard.
Look, I didn't enjoy the Rumble. I thought the Rumble, I'm glad who won, but I didn't think these were the 2 most entertaining Rumbles.
Conrad, I can tell you from experience, when you format those things, and just like any wrestling card, you have main event, you have semi-main event, you have special attractions, you have guys that we'll call them underneath, and you have opening match. You kind of have those tiers. When you're laying out a 30 man or woman Rumble, when you have the ability to say, hey, I'm going to let Road Dogg pop out just because he's my butt, or I'm going to let, I don't know, Bubba Dudley, or I'm going to have, whatever star from this era, it is such a, hey, I didn't expect I was going to get to see this person. I mean, the Truth high spot was a big high spot because it's
huge.
I just think the simple deal is, oh, we weren't supposed to see that, but we got to see it. Those type of deals. When you get to a point in a Rumble and you have 30 entrances, by about 6 or 7 entrants of a middle card or below, it's the energy is let out of the room. And I think you could witness that. I'm not pointing fingers, but I am saying the entertainment value was much less, I believe, this year than in, I don't remember a less energetic one, if that will. Like you, I like the winners in both.
I don't know if I mean, do you think they try to do the damage control story and it's Bailey versus Io Sky, or would you go with Bailey Ripley?
Well, Mania is about the granddaddy of them all.
Mhm.
It's the biggest show of the year. So if you don't give them, again, Connie, what do I say about creative? It's subjective.
Oh,
So
sure.
there's not a absolute only way to do this. You also got to kind of figure out where they got to go. April, May, June, July. What are they building to? Where are they going in SummerSlam? Where are they going this next year? You know, where does Charlotte play into all of this? What is her timetable? That's another thing. If she's off the shelf for X amount of, okay, who do we really need to get up and running here? We can do this by giving them a stage, even beating them at Mania. We still give them that stage. There's so many factors that go into it that I think the fan, the I don't call it the casual, but some folks don't even kind of connect the dots. Like, okay, they really need to do this for X, Y, and Z. That's going to happen. Something's going to happen in June. Something's going to happen in July. Something's going to happen in August. There's so many factors that go into it.
We should also mention that we've got that big moment in the Rumble that I got a big pop for because we watched with all the top guys in Tampa.
I miss seeing all the top guys.
God, it was so fun to watch because Efren had a game that we played, and so everybody put their name, and he had the big tumbler, and you pulled it out, and if you won,
it's rigged. I saw the video. Guy won twice. I'm not buying it. It's rigged. It's scripted. I mean, Taylor Swift's Chiefs are going to Super Bowl, and y'all had the same winner back to back in the top. Connie, I know you guys. That freaking Silva, he's the biggest shark. I guarantee you he got a payoff. Guarantee you. If he eats at Rosie's 6 days in a row, you can bet your sweet ass he's rigged the damn tumbler.
Here's what's interesting about that.
Okay.
He managed. I can't believe he did this, but he managed to win the first one with Bailey.
Who's he?
Dave McClay, top guy at freeshows.com. And he won. And he won $100, or you could pick your own number. So you pick what number you want for the men's Royal Rumble. And Efren had a plaque from last year's WrestleMania or Royal Rumble winners for both Cody and for Rhea, and a lifetime membership to the TNT Hall of Fame, and $1,000. And he asked me, what should he do? And I said, dude, go for it. It'll make it more fun. So I couldn't believe he did this, but he said, I'm going to use a lifeline and I'm going to call my wife and let her pick the number.
Gosh.
And so he called her on speaker and she said number 15. And Efren looked at me like, am I going to lose $1,000? Cause it's Efren's money. And I said, you're fine. Never in the history of ever has number 15 ever won the Royal Rumble. And someone fact checked it and said, hey, he's right. If he would have picked number 1, number 30, or number 27, because Dave asked me, what number should I pick? I said, I don't know, but I'd pick 130 or 27 off the top of my head. And so he says, I think I'm going to call my wife. And when he said 15, I belly laughed. Like, really? I'll be damned. It was Cody Rhodes.
That's great. What a story.
And he won. And not only that, Dave had some personal stuff going on in his life, and this was a fun distraction. He doesn't want me to say what it is.
Okay.
But the idea that he won, it was like, man, this is like a little movie here. I was so happy that he won. It was really fun.
We should have led with this story. I'm serious. When I saw it online, I got the biggest smile because folks don't realize what a community top guy is, and the camaraderie and the Zoom call we get to.
Let me set the stage for you.
Yeah. Okay.
We got a big screen here. It's a conference room, like a banquet room at a hotel, a bunch of series of round tables. And we got a couple bartenders in the back. So drinks are flowing and we're watching the Royal Rumble, and we got Efren and Josh Odom's son spinning the little drum and pulling numbers during the countdown. It was so fun. I'm going to do that every chance I get. I'm going to have a Rumble party. it added so much more excitement
Yep.
to who was there that by the time it was over, I was like, hey, wait, there weren't technically any legends in that match. Normally we see a few people come back. That didn't happen.
Yeah.